There is a reason why I have never watched this show before, and the reason is very simple. It is awful, but I am in my villain era, and therefore I am doing things for the plot or to rip apart the plot. So without further ado, I present to you my fact-based opinion on the pilot episode of Gossip Girl. So the episode starts with some girl looking out of the window wistfully, but her eyes are dead. We are 2 seconds in and the pouting is a lot.
Oh my gosh, you look like you're dead.
Then we get a voiceover from somebody claiming to be Gossip Girl. Okay, so Gossip Girl walked so Lady Whistledown in Bridgerton could run. I see. The voice has given us gossip as though I should care, but why should I literally care about the gossip when I've just pressed play on the episode?
What happened to hello? How are you? My name is. What happened to that?
Anyway, the girl staring out of the window is called Serena Vanderwoodson. If I get that name wrong, who cares? The main thing we need to know is she is back in New York. Again, I don't know who she is, so why do I care? Apparently, everybody else does though, and the news of her return is spreading like wildfire. Now, I have never seen anybody just casually pose like this unless they know their photograph is being taken. You are not fooling anybody, Serena. Next, we meet Dan, Jenny, and their dad, Rufus. Apparently, their mum is somewhere else escaping the marriage, and therefore escaping her entire family. Dan Guy has an expression of a confused deer in headlights, which he continues to wear and maintain permanently. Anyway, as they're leaving the station, he spots Serena and we can tell he is very clearly in love with her. Can someone actually tell me if she pouts like this throughout every single season? Because if she does...
I need to start drinking alcohol. Give me one of those bottles.
So Dan is referred to as the lonely boy and Serena as the it girl. Okay. So everyone is obsessed with the fact that Serena's back in town, apart from Blair Waldorf, whose boyfriend Nate apparently had a thing for Serena. The reason we know this is because the voiceover has given us exposition and telling us everything we need to know. Can we not show instead of tell? Is this voice just going to be throughout? If you're going to narrate the whole thing, what is the point in me watching and getting to know the characters? They're at some fancy schmancy soiree and Blair Waldorf's mum is a bitch. This becomes apparent in approximately 2 seconds of screen time. She's some sort of fashion designer and she berates Blair's outfit in front of another guest.
Well, damn it.
So next we meet Nate. Nate's dad is adamant that he's going to Dartmouth because Nate's dad went to Dartmouth. And Nate's like, okay, yeah, cool. But there are other schools, but Nate's dad's not having any of it.
No.
What is it with these old white men and the obsession with the school that their child goes to? Anyway, Blair steals Nate away and tries to sleep with him for the first time, may I add. Presumably, she wants to do this before Serena gets to town and steals him away.
Note to young women, don't do this. It makes no sense. If he wants to go, let him go.
So Serena arrives at the party, and even though Nate should be excited about sleeping with his girlfriend, he just has to run off and say hello to Serena. Much to Blair's dismay. And then we meet Serena's mum. Already, I cannot stand her. Why have we already met two mums that are absolute cows? For some reason, Serena's mum doesn't smile with her eyes, even when she's hugging her daughter, who presumably she hasn't seen in a long time.
Serena, darling.
Oh my God, you for real? No, you for fake.
So Nate and Serena definitely seem to have some sort of chemistry, some sort of history, and they make eyes at each other. And then seconds after, she hugs Blair as if she wasn't just making eyes at her man. Now, I remember when I was deciding whether I was going to review this or not, and somebody in the comments said that every single character is unlikable, and we are, I don't know, a few seconds in, and I'm getting the gist of that. Anyway, they fake hug, and Serena leaves. And she goes to a hospital that looks like a really, really nice prime real estate New York loft. Also, she manages to get past security, but then the woman outside the room is like, oh no, you can't be here. Do you want to go and tell the people that just let her through the door to the hospital? And all of this is just the intro. I nearly threw my shoe across the room because what do you mean the episode hasn't even started yet?
I'm so tired, I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
So Serena is fake sleeping in the hospital because what is this? And her brother wakes up. This is the most unlikely family dynamic to have ever existed. Is the mum an android? She just gives robot vibes. So it turns out that the brother is in the hospital because he tried to unalive himself, and the mum is less than sympathetic. Instead, she is actually high-key embarrassed and has told people that the reason that he's not around is because he's staying with an aunt.
The lies. There you go.
Jenny is going to a kiss on the lips party, and apparently this is a huge deal. Dan, however, isn't invited because he is
Lonely boy.
and the dad Rufus cusses out their mum in front of them, and it seems to upset Jenny, as it would. Why are you slagging my mum off? But instead of apologising about that, he just lets her go to the party.
But wow, what a moment.
Peak parenting skills there, Rufus. So Serena is busy treating New York like it is her runway, and then she bumps into Nate. Turns out they most definitely did have a thing, and Nate's eyebrows are there, present and correct. Anyway, Serena lets Nate know that he is not the reason that she came back. Well, I'm just going to say it. The eyes that you gave him at your best friend's mother's party would say different. So Dan is running through the traffic of New York to get the bus to school. And a guy with this haircut says,
Serena looked effing hot last night. There's something wrong with that level of perfection. It needs to be violated.
Wait a damn minute.
what in the teenage sexual assault mess is this? It's said so casually. It's just dropped in like, pfft. Also, why has he got this Oasis member haircut? Anyway, he also accuses Dan of following him, even though Dan literally got on the bus with all the other students and he's wearing the exact same school uniform as him. Also can't work out what haircut boy's accent is. Is it British? Is it American? Pick a lane. So Blair Waldorf is with her friends or minions, and Dan's little sister Jenny has designed the invitations for the Kiss of the Lips party, which results in her getting an invite. I thought she was going anyway. I don't know, who cares? But more importantly, what are these tights doing with those shoes?
What are those?
I'm also struggling to get a handle on what season we are in. I mean, temperature-wise. Are we in winter, spring, summer, or fall? Some people are wearing this, some people are wearing that. So Serena turns up to greet her what appears to be frenemy, and she looks a hot mess.
Girl, somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful, and she's nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort.
She clocks the invitation. She's like, oh, where the party at? And Blair's like, nowhere. You are not invited.
She doesn't even go here.
They clearly hate each other. Blair literally looks at her like she is dirt on her shoe. She does look a mess. Anyway, for some reason, this is not a deterrent for Serena, and she arranges a meet up with Blair. Blair reluctantly agrees to. Oh my God, this girl trying to walk in her shoes. Lonely boy Dan is on MySpace. Fastest way to date a show is to refer to something technological like MySpace. Meanwhile, his dad Rufus is putting up posters of his band all over town. When Jenny texts Dan and says that there's an emergency, Dan does not inform his dad, who is standing right next to him. What if the girl is in hospital? So because Serena has had a bad day, she decides to break her brother out of hospital to go shopping. The bitch needs to go shopping. She looks a mess. But the guy tried to end his life. Do you really think retail therapy is the answer?
Girl, goodbye.
So this so-called emergency that Jenny texts Dan about is a fashion emergency. What about Dan's clothing makes him a likely candidate for a fashion consultation? So Serena is also at the mall with her unwell brother, and she's looking like a 47-year-old soccer mum. Get thee to the mall for real. I could have sworn people have said that Gossip Girl is supposed to be given in the fashion department.
The lies. There you go.
I have not seen it yet. Anyway, Jenny gives Serena an invitation to the Kiss on the Lips party, even though she knows damn well Serena is not invited. I'm sure that's not going to go down well with Blair. Dan hides behind a rail of clothing because he doesn't want to see Serena, and I'm not entirely sure why. And Serena gives style advice to Jenny when she is wearing this. So the guy with the bad hair is called Chuck, and he is smoking because he's cool, and Nate is having an existential crisis. Chuck basically tells him to get over his crisis and sleep with his girlfriend because they've been going out for way too long for that not to have happened.
Well, damn it.
So frenemies Blair and Serena are at the Palace Hotel having cocktails and nibbles and making small talk. Now remind me how old these kids are supposed to be? Because what do you mean you're at the bar sipping on martinis? Blair is big mad because apparently Serena up and left New York and did not even tell Blair, who was supposed to be her best friend. And now Serena is saying that she wants to make it up to her. Blair seemingly accepts Serena's apology and then she has to dash off, presumably to lose her virginity to Nate. Yay. So Jenny is busy sewing a version of the dress that she tried on in the mall. Dan comes home and Jenny's like, why did you hide behind a rail of clothing, you weirdo? Oh, it's because you have a crush on Serena. So Jenny says to Dan, you know she's living at the Palace Hotel. And Dan gets up quick as you like. He's giving stalker energy. Because what are you going to do when you get there? You couldn't even handle seeing her at the mall.
Okay, so the lack of style in the show is becoming an epidemic.
What, pray tell, is this travesty, Chuck? Was the haircut not enough? Anyway, apparently Chuck's family owns the hotel that Serena is staying at. And he sees Serena there. They have a little sparring match. I'm sorry, they are both so jarring to my core. Chuck is a clear misogynist and Serena is as wooden as a plank of wood. Anyway, she has been drinking heavily and she decides she needs some fuel. So Chuck suggests a grilled cheese sandwich with truffle oil, which honestly sounds divine right now. I can't wait to finish this video so I can go and get myself something very similar. So she's drunk and she follows Chuck to the kitchen. And I can only imagine this is not a great idea.
This is not going to end well.
Meanwhile, Blair is looking cutesy for her night with Nate and Nate looks less than thrilled, which is rude. Also, Nate kind of looks like a Ken doll and not in a good way. So Chuck gets the chefs at the restaurant in the hotel to make Serena a sandwich. Do my eyes deceive me? I swear the sandwich is half eaten in one clip and then not half eaten in another. I mean, I know regardless, this girl is not eating that toasty. Anyway, Chuck seems to think that because he got the chefs to make Serena a sandwich, she owes him sex.
No.
Which absolutely does not seem like a fair exchange to me. And it turns out the big secret as to why Serena skipped town is because at a wedding last year, she ended up getting super, super drunk and sleeping with Nate, her best friend's boyfriend. And sleazy Chuck saw the whole thing. And at that precise moment on the other side of town, Nate decides to tell Blair about the rendezvous that he had with Serena. Blair is justifiably upset because what do you mean you slept with my best friend? And Chuck decides to assault Serena?
What? What the fuck?
This is a lot. Oh yeah, and the kitchen staff aren't there, I think, because Chuck paid them off. This is a wild, wild choice for a pilot episode of a teenage drama. Anyway, Serena thankfully manages to get Chuck off her by kicking him in the nuts. So Stalker Dan manages to make it to the hotel and he does bump into Serena and she's flustered and she drops everything. She is closely followed by Chuck.
It's official, the show just started and I cannot stand Nate's dad.
Sorry to this man.
He is so intrusive. Nate and his dad are going for a jog stroke, a full-on race like they're training for the Olympics. And Nate lets his dad know that he's not sure that Blair and him are right together. And Nate's dad does not take it well. Sir, how on earth is it any of your damn business who your son dates? Well, the reason he cares so much is because he's trying to do business with Blair's mum and he does not want Nate messing that up. So he's like, I'm sorry, it's not a great time for you to break up with Blair. I'm going to need you to keep that going. So let me get this straight. You want me to continue dating a girl that I'm not really feeling so you can get your business in check?
Yeah, no thanks.
So after that whole incident, Dan ends up finding Serena's phone on the floor, which I thought was going to be a huge plot point, but turns out, no, he just tries to find her to give it back to her. Meanwhile, another intrusive parent is on the loose. Serena's mum decides to buy Serena a dress for the Kiss on the Lips party without consulting Serena. Now, I know this girl needs help in the fashion department, but it's really not your business, mum. But now that Serena has remembered that she slept with Blair's boyfriend, she's not as keen to attend the party. So she makes out that she already has plans with Dan, who plays along and says, oh yeah, we're going to my dad's concert together. So Nate takes Blair out for sushi and does a complete 180 and says he wants to put his cheating lying ass in the past, presumably because his dad wants him to do so because of the business. And Blair, being that she is an insecure teenager, agrees to it.
No.
this can't be good. So it appears that we have to link every single character in the show together, because now we find out Serena's mum and Dan's dad had a thing together in the past. She shows up to Rufus's gallery and is like, why is your son taking my child to your concert? And so ensues a really kind of nasty fight.
So I moved on.
Yeah, from Trent Lane to Barry, till you switched up rock stars for billionaires.
You think you're so cute. Washed up band. Crappy so-called art gallery.
Well, not all of us have settlements from multiple divorces to sustain us.
And
It's a lot. So Dan decides to go on his date with Serena dressed as Tevye from Fiddler on the Roof. And Rufus comes home and comes out with this creepy comment.
Oh my God, my daughter's a woman.
Blair's getting ready for the party when her lovely mother comes in and critiques her outfit again. I actually genuinely think her outfit looks cute. It's the only outfit that has been cute in this show. So Dan chooses an extra long scarf to go with his already questionable ensemble and heads out to pick Serena up from the hotel, who is dressed as one of the Supremes.
Goddamn, she can't dress at all.
But hey, Dan likes it. Blair and the rest of the teens travel to the party in a limousine, and Blair's just acting as if nothing happened, as if her boyfriend has not slept with her best friend, and everything is great. And Nate looks like he wants to jump off the Manhattan Bridge. Chuck spots Jenny at the party and decides to make her his latest victim. This guy is so gross. How does he have any friends or family? He's a walking incel with a terrible haircut and style. To be honest, most incels do have terrible style. So Dan and Serena head to Rufus's concert.
Honestly, I don't really have a problem with your appearance.
I beg to differ. I'm not feeling this fit on Serena at all, and the jacket makes it 10 times worse. Dan introduces Serena to his dad on a first date, which is a choice. Meanwhile, Chuck pulls Jenny for a chat.
Hi, can I pull you for a chat?
Apart from the fact that talking is most definitely not on the cards. Whilst he is pouring a child, Jenny, a champagne, Jenny discreetly manages to text Dan that she needs help. And so Dan sees the text message and he cuts his date short to go and rescue her. Serena decides to join in on the rescue mission when she realizes that Chuck's involved. So they get to the party, and I'm wondering, firstly, what was the point of the invitations if anyone could just walk in cash?
I thought this was a classy party.
But I digress. Everyone's like whispering and whispering because Serena's here, and that seems to be the general consensus that whenever Serena walks into the room, everyone has to gossip about her. And Blair shuns her, which is absolutely right in my opinion. So Serena and Dan are like looking high and low for Chuck, and Serena randomly sees Chuck's ugly scarf and is like, oh my God, and picks it up. And so that leads them to the roof, and they race to the roof to find Chuck assaulting Jenny.
Well, damn it.
This is a lot for a teenage pilot episode. And this from Dan.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm in your class. My name is Dan Humphrey.
This is not the time to be offended that Chuck doesn't know that you exist. Does do the decent thing and punch Chuck. Punches him hard enough, apparently, to give him a bloody nose, which I absolutely approve of.
I'm just scoot on over and let you whack him. Get him again. Get him for me.
So the episode ends with Dan taking Serena and Jenny home, and Serena looking wistfully out of the cab like she did at the top of the show. And I have a feeling we'll be getting a lot more of that pouty, wistful thing that she does in every episode.
I pray to Jesus every day. Think he'd throw me a bone. I just need a bone, you know?
Now, I don't know if there's a future for me with this show because I found that quite painful to get through. I guess if I make another episode, that would depend on you guys. So far, the only character who has any redeemable qualities and doesn't automatically make me want to slam my head into a brick wall is Blair. Let me know if you want more, and I guess I'll oblige. Until next time, okay, bye.